Hi folks, and welcome to 2017. It's a very wet and dreary January the 1st here in deep and darkest Surrey. So I thought I'd put together, to cheer everyone up, a little bit of a view on some of the figures and stuff that I painted in 2016. Let's have a closer look at the Napoleonics, my first true love. Always have been a big fan of Napoleonics, and last year, sounds strange saying that, last year I started a new project, which is a peninsular project, which basically started with the Portuguese and the French early on fighting, when moved across slowly but surely to the British turning up and lending a hand. Unfortunately, it kind of stalled. Basically, life getting in the way, so I had to finish it for a little while. But 2017, I'll get back to it in big time, and just showing you some of the figures that I painted in 2016. Really happy with the command base, really enjoyed doing that one. Next along is some Portuguese and some British. And next along we have some British artillery, French command base. That's actually a divisional commander for the game, so the larger base that you saw earlier with Wellington, that's a army commander base. Lots and lots of French, Perry's, Warlord Games, Victrix, and pretty much everything in between. And some bit more French. Really good fun. Loved painting these guys, even though it was a real hard battle sometimes, but really, really good fun. Moving on, dropping back a few hundred years, as part of the Winter Warmer challenge that we had with the Tabletop Commanders. If you haven't seen the Tabletop Commanders, do check out their YouTube channel, and also check out their Facebook channel, Facebook as well. Excellent bunch of gentlemen, and always a pleasure. They do some live games via the I don't know how they do it, YouTube these days. I think it's changed, and they've also been doing paints and chats, which are always a great fun to join in. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do some for a while because my internet's been absolutely rubbish. Dropping down the scale now is the 10mm stuff. These are Dutch cavalry. I'm planning to do a campaign of the 1672 to 78, I think it was, which is the Dutch Wars, France v. the Dutch or the Netherlands. Basically, lots and lots of Dutch troops and lots of French troops, and many allies in between for both sides as well. Great fun to paint. 10mm, these are Pendragons. I know Gavin, good friend of mine, he's been painting some wonderful stuff with the 10mm Pendragon stuff as well. Well done, Gav. Moving up the scale, these are part of my Imaginations army. I think this is all the variants for one side that you can possibly have. I think I've got to get one more cavalry unit. These are big guys, 54mm or 32 scale, depending on which way you look at it. These are for 1 hour wargaming campaign that I'm going to be starting up as well. You know me, I love my projects. I'm going to be putting together another army of a similar size for the 1 hour campaigns. You don't need too many troops. There's quite a few in this because I think you roll a dice basically for what armies you get, so you've got to have all the variants just to make it work. So I think that's the equivalent of 1 army, 2 light infantry, 4 normal line infantry, although I've got some guards there, but the rules don't really state what type of infantry you can have. Artillery and cavalry, 2 bases for a unit. So 2017, well, as I said before, I'm going to definitely go back to my peninsular project. I think I'm about to fight the Battle of Rolica. Just got to find the room and the time to fight the battle. I've painted up all the figures now, and I'm working my way towards the next part of the project, which is part 2 of Rolica, which is an imaginary what if battle. For those that followed the campaign, basically Lord Wellesley, or Duke of Wellington as he will become, has landed in Portugal. He's making his way south, heading towards Lisbon. The French are scraping together all their troops. They've been fighting on and off for about 3 or 4 months now against the Portuguese with varying battle success and not so much success. They've also basically, so they're holding the British back as best they can. So the French units are holding Rolica, and historically the French were pushed aside basically because they were outnumbered about 3 to 1. So in the what if battle, I'm going to be basically looking at what if another French division had turned up at the time and lent a hand. So that's the second battle. First battle I was going to fight is the Rolica battle. Painting wise, I'm going to finish off my other army for the 1 hour campaign. I've got a few more French and British for the Peninsula project and another Portuguese, and not forgetting the Winter Warmer Challenge. I am going to finish off the English Civil War because it's been great fun. These are, I think, I've got 2 now painted of the English Civil War infantry, but I haven't got any flags for them yet. I'm going to sort that out in a couple of months' time. But I've got another 6 units to paint, and then that's all the units out of the dreaded blue box of shame. If anyone's seen any of the Winter Warmer videos I've done, it's this box I found in the attic. Lots of wonderful old figures, and I've basically been cleaning them up and rebasing them for a new set of rules, which is Baroque, which is a impetus style game set for the Renaissance period. And also my 10mm stuff is going to also be based for Baroque. As you can see, 3 bases for a unit. Got a few more Dutch cavalry to do, and then I'm going to move on to the French and some allies, the Spanish, Dutch, Scottish, English, some German states were also fighting on one side, and then pretty much the same side other than the Dutch and the Spanish were on the other side as well. So a bit of a confusing war, but one I've always been interested in. So I'm going to do that as well to finish those off. So pretty much, guys, that's it. Looking at the broader picture, try and fit in as many as I can. There you have it. Wishing you all a happy new year for those that are watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.